We understand that moments ago, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres made some remarks. What can you tell us?
Yes, well, he actually reiterated what he has been saying about only 15% of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals have been met, or we are on track of being able to be met by 2030. So he emphasized the need specifically to help developing countries. In Africa, for instance, he said there is a big need to improve 6 specific target areas. First, fighting hunger in Africa, as well as transitioning to renewable energy, helping change the finance that is given to African countries to help them achieve those sustainable development goals. So, for instance, they discussed a political declaration today, which is hoping to get $500 billion a year and also allow to effective relief debt in developing countries. Specifically, Africa is suffering right now. They want to change the model in which, infrastructure is built to allow the governments to, advance the goals and combat climate change, for instance.
Right.
He was also emphasizing the importance of decent work and gender equality, Esther.
Veronica, I'm going to ask you 2 questions because of time here. The African leaders are already at in New York. Do we know what their priorities really are when it comes to inflation, when it comes to all these food insecurity, climate issues? And also, if you can address whether the youth is represented this year and what the agenda is.
Yeah, well, one of the biggest concerns from analysts is the consequences of this suspension of the Black Sea Grain Initiative. You know that Russia has been suspending all the flow of grain from Ukraine ports. And so in Africa, according to the Center for one of the analysts that we consulted, 100 million people will remain food insecure in the African continent by 2036, in large part due to this initiative that was suspended by Russia. So people are also seeking clean energy, as I was mentioning earlier, in African countries. The analysts that we consulted with said that it is going to be very challenging to turn all this talk of help to African nations into something concrete. Now, you were asking me about the youth representation. There was one lady this morning, Mayeda Adol. She said that 68 million young people are looking for jobs all over the world. So that's just one of the, the people that are here trying to have their voices heard.